Developers have some big dreams for this aging cotton mill and what it could be. A restaurant, modern apartment units, maybe new office space.
There's a lot of money to be made from these developers, but there's a lot of roadblocks that they've encountered along the way.
The biggest roadblock is the cost to remove asbestos from the site. The naturally occurring fibrous mineral was a popular additive to thousands of products before it was known to cause cancer. Without removing the asbestos, construction could send millions of the nearly invisible fibers into the air, putting neighbors at risk.
A really old problem that was caused almost 100 years ago is still preventing an entire side of the town from experiencing the community and economic growth that the other side of the railroad tracks has been seeing for a really long time.
Bailey Scarlett is majoring in environmental science at nearby Davidson College. He is especially interested in air quality.
I think air quality is a really special thing to study because it's simultaneously invisible, except in the most extreme forms, but at the same time, it affects pretty much everybody all the time. We can't see the air, but we're always breathing it.
Many communities across the country face similar challenges upgrading infrastructure to meet the future needs of a growing population.
That certainly impacts your ability to have pride in your community.
Tyrone Ellis is an aftermarket engineering leader for Trane Technologies.
It's a significant problem. A lot of those older buildings were not designed with proper circulation. So you have old and stale air over time that can really impact your health if you're exposed to that for long periods.
He says that along with obvious health issues like asthma, there are often overlooked issues like chronic headaches or problems sleeping that can be tied to poor air quality in homes, schools, or other buildings.
We put a lot of emphasis around filtration, research, and advancement, and things that can really help make sure that the environment in the indoor space is controlled at an appropriate level.
Ventilation became a big topic of concern during the COVID pandemic.
We think of being inside as like our safe space health-wise, and we think of sources of pollution as being mostly outside.
Indoor air often has 2 to 5 times more pollutants than outdoor air.
Guess where that air is going when you recycle it or move it through your home? It goes outside. And so if you have poor indoor air quality and you cycle it through your ventilation system, it actually negatively impacts the overall air quality.
Bailey is doing his part by leading an effort to install 5 air quality monitors around Davidson that will collect data.
The way we solve problems is by using that data to create plans of action. And so analyzing and interpreting this data can tell us things like, where is this problem the worst, and at what times is it the worst, and who does it affect more than others? That will make huge impacts on the solutions we choose. I think science at its core is asking questions.
5 whys. When you have a problem, ask why number 1. Why did that problem occur? Then you answer that question. Then you answer the next question, why 2? Well, why did that occur? Then you ask the next question, why 3? Why did that occur? And so typically 5 whys or less, you're going to get to what the real root cause of the issue was. It may seem big and overwhelming, but there are smaller things we can do that help move the needle to ensure that the bigger problem is mitigated.
Simple things, like using safer household cleaners, keeping carpets clean, and growing houseplants. Tyrone says that leftover snack or drink you left sitting out isn't helping either.
Those type things actually create an environment where you have germs and other particles and things of that nature collect around it, and bacteria.
Bailey is hopeful he'll be around to see a solution for the old mill.
I love Davidson because it's a small community, but it's so cohesive. It's a really vibrant place to live. I'm able to run or bike all over the place on safe greenways and sidewalks. And even when there are problems like asbestos in the soil underneath this old mill building, the community responds to it.
Public hearings, a cleanup plan, and new laws governing future development take into account the human factor in sustainability issues.
Having smarter buildings, smarter spaces where you can leverage your thermostats and your building control systems to not only just look at temperature and humidity, but even with lighting. How do you adjust lighting? Those type things are really important for indoor space.
I think that development should be less focused on the benefits or the profit or the community of the here and now, but it should be future-proofed. And buildings should be designed to either last a long time or be easily taken down and replaced.
Leaving it up to all of us to create a more sustainable future.